Hi, it's me, SpongeBob Squarepants. Mr. Krabs asked me to read another one of his favorite books called Sunken Treasure by Gail Gibbons. So listen to this. It's there, it's really there. The rotten hull of a ship has been found on the ocean floor. Within the wreck lies a fabulous treasure. The story of each underwater treasure hunt is different, but each goes back to the same beginning, the sinking of a ship. The story of the hunt for the Nuestra Senora de Atocha, a Spanish galleon, begins the same way. The Atocha, the sinking, is 1622. The Atocha, with its fleet of sister ships, makes its way back from South America to Spain. The Atocha is a treasure ship laden with gold, jewels, silver bars, and thousands of coins. The fleet makes a stop in Cuba and then sets off again. As the ships near Florida, a hurricane gathers strength. Wind roots at the Atocha sails. Spray washes across the deck. The 265 people aboard the ship are terrified. Suddenly, a huge wave lifts the ship and throws it against the reef. The hull breaks open, and the Atocha, along with several of its sister ships, sinks beneath the waves. All but 5 aboard the Atocha drown. The search. Spain wants its treasure back. Search ships are sent out. They found one of the Atocha's sister ships, the Santa Margarita, and salvage begins. Sponge and pearl divers bring some of the Santa Margarita's treasure to the surface. The Atocha cannot be found. Hundreds of years go by. The Atocha is almost forgotten. Storms and strong sea currents scatter its treasure for miles along the ocean floor. The ship slowly rots and breaks into pieces. Sand covers the remains. In the early 1960s, a new search begins. A man named Mel Fisher has read about the Atocha. He is determined to find the lost treasure ship. He will need boats, crew, and equipment. Investors provide the money, and the venture gets underway. Search boats go to where it is believed the Atocha went down. The boats are fitted with modern equipment for exploring the ocean bottom. When instruments register a hit, divers go down to investigate. They keep in a view of each other and regularly check their art supplies. Large elbow-shaped pipes called mailboxes are swung into place. The mailboxes are Mel Fisher's invention. The whirling of the boat's propeller forces water for the mailboxes. Lower large holes in the sand. If anything is buried, it will be uncovered. Bone and litter is found, nothing of value, nothing from the Atocha. Where should they look next? Mel Fisher asks for help from Eugene Lyon, an expert who can translate old Spanish documents. Lyon looks through the stacks of shipping records from the 1600s. The work takes years. Finally, in 1970, he finds a clue. He discovers new evidence pointing to where the Atocha sank, a new area 100 miles away from where the team has been looking. Leon also finds a cargo list that tells what the Atocha was carrying. A search boat moves to the new location in 1971. A huge galleon anchors, several muskets, and gold bars and chains were found. But are they from the Atocha? There is no way to prove it. 2 years later, 3 heavy silver bars are recovered. The bars with their markings match up with the Atocha's cargo list. Now they have proof. Then in 1975, the Atocha's bronze cannons are found. The crew believe they are getting closer to the mother lode, the main treasure of the ship. But they are wrong. Day after day, they search the huge area. Many more years go by. Crew members leave and new ones sign on. When the money runs out, new investors must be found. The find. 1985, the crew go back and search a site they had searched years ago. And then it happens, a big hit registers on their equipment. Divers go down. We found it the mother lode. Mel Fisher's 20-year search is finally over. Resting on the ocean floor, 50 feet below, is the Atocha's fabled treasure. Glinting gold bars, jewelry, gold and silver coins, and all for precious finds. Nearly all the listed cargo is there, and more some treasure must have been smuggled aboard. The recording. The crew works with a marine archaeologist, Duncan Mathewson. He insists that the mother lode not be disturbed. A grid of plastic pipes is laid over the site. The divers take pictures and make drawings square by square. Each square of the grid is numbered that way that the exact position of each timber, coin, and artifact is recorded. Later, archaeologists and historians will use this information to learn about times past. Salvage. Now the treasure can be brought to the surface. Salvage boats are moved in. Divers descend and crew members lower baskets over to the side to them. The divers gently fan the sand with their hands and use an airlift to carefully suck it away. Each day the work continues, dive after dive after dive. More treasure is recovered from the deep. It is hard work and can be done only in good weather. The salvage goes on for weeks, months, and years. Restoration and preservation. In a building block back on the mainland, our workers sort the treasure as it is brought in from the salvage site. Some of the treasure will crumble if it is exposed to air. Sunken in water preserves it temporarily. Later workers will determine the right way to preserve each artifact permanently. Silver coins are put into chemical baths to clean and restore them. In 1 or 2 days, they will look like new. Silver bars soak in chemical baths too, but they'll take longer to clean. They are bitter. The gold from the Atocha is already shiny. Gold never loses its luster. There are many pottery storage jars on the board of the Atocha. Amazingly, some are recovered whole. Other jars have been shattered and now must be pieced together again. Cataloging. Cataloging is what the Atocha's treasure is done in several ways. A photographer takes pictures of a sword. Coins are scanned by a computer. An exact description of each one is stored in the computer's memory. An artist draws pictures of a gold plate and an emerald-studded necklace. This kind of careful cataloging provides a valuable record for the future. Distribution. Some of the treasure will go to museums. Some will go to the investors and some will go to the crew. All of them made it possible for Mal Fisher's long search to continue. A computer works out what each one's fair share will be. The treasure of the Nostra Senora de Atocha is valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. A very wealthy treasure ship indeed. The wreck and its artifacts will be studied by historians and archaeologists for years to come. Their discoveries will enrich our knowledge of the past. This will be the second treasure of the Atocha. The end. Well, I hope you like this book, because you should find some treasure what is buried under the ground. If you find some treasure, always subscribe to this channel of mine. And that will be the treasure for you. If you subscribe, I'll get lots of views. I hope you will watch this.